How's it going, guys? Welcome to Monday's game. Now, I don't have a picture-in-picture today just because I'm a mess. The house is a mess. Home improvement has been done, and then I'm just not looking too shabby today. And neither is my room. So I figured, we'll give that a couple days, see if that decides, we'll let the dust settle, so to speak. Main talking point is that little rinky-dink TV in the background, which I learned is actually smaller than my Xbox. I've been playing... can you imagine playing video games smaller than a console you're playing them on? No. So, there's going to be like a 26 or 27 incher there, maybe on Wednesday. I'll see if I can get that installed tonight. Anyways, kind of rambling in terms of what's happening. For now, I do have a standard match. It's a pretty good one against a guy by the name of GalladeisBaws. As is expected, he brought a Gallade because he happens to think it is the main representative of his company. It is Baws. So, I decided to switch in my Kyurem on this Rotom because I know I can take tricks, I can take volt switches, I can take hydro pumps. Hidden power fires will be neutral. They probably won't be doing that much anyway. I don't really know what his fourth move could be. If he really wants to go for like a Scarf Willows or something weird like that, I can take those two because I'm special. So, thing is, he volt switches out into Terrakion, which is also commonly Scarf. I don't want to chance it at all, just in case he is. And it turns out he does stay in, either A, expecting to take a hit, or B, knowing, that he's Scarfed. I don't know that information at the moment. But I'm going to go into my Jellicent regardless, predicting any close combat, and he does predict that, decides to go for the Stone Edge, but doesn't want to chance, I guess, damage variations right here, as I do go for the Willows, but I guess the smarter play probably would have been to go for the Recover. And I still don't really want to stay in on Rotom anyway, so what I'm going to do, go out into Kyurem, and he's probably expecting me to Recover right here, which is why I go out into it. That would have been a pretty good opportunity because I'm specially defensive. Wouldn't have really liked taking a Volt Switch, but my net gain on the Volt Switch probably would have been a little bit positive. So, we both get Scarfs, and I already had a Scarf anyway. What this is going to do is it's going to let me get a free hit on anything that comes in. As much as I really wanted to target Ferrothorn individually, expecting this to come in above all else, since I do have the Hidden Power Fire, I could have gone for that. But if for whatever reason he was expecting something different and he went into Terrakion, if he wanted to make like some kind of weird, freaky next level prediction, expect me to have the HP Fire and then go into Terrakion, a Focus Blast would have nailed it too. So I guess it does an adequate amount of damage, but he does predict my switch and decides to go out into Latios. Not necessarily a terrible one, but I'm not really going to want to take a couple of hits from this thing, and for some reason I guess I just decide to stay in and take it anyway. The fact that I'm specially defensive as opposed to just defensive just means I live with 30 HP as opposed to it breaking it down to my sturdy or whatever. But I'm going to set up one layer of spikes because I figure some hazards are better than none. I don't see him having any spinners, and we're just good to go. My main purpose for this is once Skarmory dies, it's going to give me a safe switch into Kyurem. I don't want to take not even a neutral hidden power from Latios, just because I need to be taking hits from Rotom as well. Until that thing is gone, I need to be careful with how I switch in Kyurem. So, I do switch it in now. The thing I also could have done is I could have gone for Ice Beam as opposed to Draco Meteor. I thought about it and I was like, oh shit, what if Ferrothorn comes in now? But he decides to leave it in now, so I guess that kind of works. I could kind of expect Draco Meteor to do a little bit to Ferrothorn at the very least as well. And although it'll get out, we'll have this matchup again somewhere along the line. I will do my best to ensure that. But turns out Gallade switches in. Don't know what build it is. I might as well just go into Jellicent to take the predicted fighting move. And it turns out he just goes for the Bulk Up, which is like, whatever. I can recover, hopefully somewhere along the way. I'm not physically defensive. But I hope the best thing he has to hit me with is Night Slash, because I'm feeling, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this turn, to be honest. But turns out he just has a Shadow Sneak, which I don't think will KO me. It'll come pretty close, and then I think I ended up just going for the Shadow Ball, expecting the Sub. Because I've seen Sub bulk up and like Dual Stab, which is an interesting set. It kind of works, and I do get the Spit After up there, but I think it's pretty irrelevant. But he's going to go ahead and take me out on the next turn. I do have a Star Raptor on this turn, so what this means is after he takes me out with Shadow Sneak, he's going to be slower than me. His priority won't work on me, so he's probably going to have to switch out, for him to take something. And he does have a Miltank, he's got that physically defensive cow wall thing there, I suppose. But definitely going to go for the Brave Bird on this turn just to ensure the kill. I think I have, what do I have? I think I have Brave Bird and Double Edge for some reason. What do I have? A Brave Bird, Close Combat, Roost. I've been considering taking out Double Edge. I was just trying to abuse Reckless, but maybe put Sub back on it. That was a pretty handy set. Since if I still had Sub, it would have enabled me to dodge the incoming T-Wave that all Miltanks tend to carry. But it wasn't what I wasn't really paying attention to right there, and I guess it kind of explains why I switch up moves, is that I didn't really pay attention to the spikes damage it took while it come in. while it came in, so I thought right there, oh, you know, he's probably, or Brave Bird's probably doing more than close combat thanks to the Reckless boost or something. And I don't really know where they sit. I know they're relatively close, I think, since Brave Bird is like 120 plus an extra little bit because of the Reckless boost, and then close combat is 240 thanks to super effective. So they're in relatively the same ballpark, and when it comes to the physically defensive wall, it was really hard for me to kind of gauge which one was doing more, which one was doing less. They were just really doing like the same. But I've kind of sped up this portion, and he's kind of just trying to get into a comfortable range, or, you know, wait for me to get para hacks or anything like that before he can take advantage. What he doesn't know is I have Roost. And since I'm on the attacking end of things, I can keep this up all fucking day if I really want to. Since it'll be a 3-hit KO for him, depending on the range, you know, hypothetical situation. If I were at full health, it would be a 3-hit KO for a Seismic Toss, and it looks like Brave Bird is pretty close to a 2-hit KO or a 3-hit KO. You know, it's probably just something he's not going to want to chance on, but we're going to get to the point where he takes me down with, oh my god, excuse me, it's pretty early today. But I finally get Paralalalalize there, and he's just going to go ahead and Seismic Toss me, take Toss, not Seismic Toss, Seismic Toss, okay, Seismic Toss. Turns out I got paralyzed again there, but thanks to Lefty's HP, I'm going to be left at 16 as he goes for the Seismic Toss, and here is where I show him Roost, and he decides, I don't want to keep this shit up either. And I mean, this was on live stream, I was just like, you know what? I need to show him that I have the recovery move and that he's not going to get this kill easily. He's already burned through a lot of milk drinks too. I don't know how much PP it has, but he finally decides to switch out right here on the turn that I go for close combat as opposed to Brave Bird. And I think I end up getting a crit here, which is pretty significant because it means that my Kyurem is going to have a little bit of an easier time just, you know, not worrying about coming in and taking hits from it. It can just come in, drop Dracos, leave whenever it wants to. I just got to worry about Terrakion, but I think I should be able to deal with it. So, speaking of, Terrakion decides to come in now, takes advantage of my my lower defenses and whatnot, and just decides to finish me off with a close combat. Now, I think if I still had Jellicent, that would have been fantastic in terms of what I can do. My next best option is I do have an Espeon who I won't really want to take a close combat, but because he's Scarf as opposed to Banded, I should be able to take at least one. I also do threaten him, you know, with the stab move, so I figured I might as well just go for it. I do run Psyshock on this for some reason. I don't really know why. I guess because of, you know, specially defensive walls. That can come along and just ruin my fun. But Psyshock isn't really going to do that much to Ferrothorn. Psychic wouldn't do that much to Ferrothorn either way. Now, what he's probably expecting right here, and it does kind of make sense, is that he ends up switching out into that fucking cow that gave me a hell of a lot of trouble from earlier. Now, the thing is with this cow, all the trouble I had with Staraptor trying to take it down from the physical side is easily resolved by the fact that I have HP Fighting instead of HP Fire. And that wasn't exactly the safest switch for him since he didn't know what hidden power I have. I guess he made a reasonable assumption that I probably would have had it, and then that's why he wanted to Ferrothorn to try to coax it out of me. But no, it's Fighting, and a 2-hit KOs the cow relatively easily. So, in comes Terrakion. Now, the thing that's actually going to give me, you know, a really good window of opportunity to do something here is the fact that he doesn't go for X-Scissor, he ends up going for Stone Edge. Now, this does kill me off either way. I don't really care if it does or if it doesn't. If it doesn't kill me off, I can go for the Psyshock, do some good damage. If it doesn't, I can go into this Lucario because I'm definitely under the impression that he's choiced. So, while he switches out to Ferrothorn, I'm going to go ahead and set up an Agility. Now, Agility Lucario is pretty cool because it outspeeds any variant of Choice Scarf Terrakion by a pretty reasonable margin. I think when I was looking that night, it was like 40 points or something like that. It was like 40 points or 20. It was something pretty up there. Point is that I feel pretty safe at this point. Just going for close combat to take down everything. He has the Ferrothorn, he has the Terrakion, he has a Gallade at around half health, which is probably the only thing I'm very iffy about as to whether or not I can take it out. I mean, he's not going to go for the Shadow Sneak here on the off chance he does live. If he has Drain Punch, he'll go for it. I believe Lucario is my last one as well. So if I can take down Gallade, we are just good to go. And then it turns out that I do. I don't know if he's running a less defensive set than I thought, or I'm just kind of overestimating Gallade's defense, which is pretty poor. Just overestimating the resistance, I guess. Anyways, point is he switches into Terrakion, and Agility Lucario actually cleans up the game for me on that one. So I found that, you know, pretty interesting. That's probably the first and last time I will be able to do that. But that's going to do it for today's game, guys. If you enjoyed it, you're welcome to leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe, do your thing. And yeah, that's what we got on our plate. I have a couple of videos backed up as well. I've been trying to get some more from streaming, but I haven't really had too much luck in terms of fantastic games. So this week is pretty solid. I also had a Penumbra episode uploaded last night. In case you missed that, you're welcome to go check it out. Got TCGO coming up shortly after this, and then that's probably it for today. So that's about it. Theme Team Tournament is in its final rounds, or final round rather. You know, it's going to be Pokeaim MD versus Solar Kneecaps. So depending on how quick they can get that match done, I will upload it here on my channel either this Friday or next Friday. We'll see what happens. So there was that, and then this is it. See you tomorrow.